Welcome back to the Outlook channel, your hub for fight news and pop culture news. My name is Techno, and today I'm here with the one, the only Nigel Knows. Thanks for coming on, Nigel.
Hey, it's no problem, man. I'm happy for you to have me.
Well, let's get into it. This is a question that I want to try ask any influence box I can get my hands on. What inspired you to get into influencer boxing?
Oh, well, I started off doing TikTok and stuff. The only reason I started doing TikTok, I had zero followers, following zero people. The only reason I started doing TikTok was to get into influencer boxing. That was literally my only reason. I ain't do it for no other reason besides influencer boxing. Just seeing guys, KSI, Jake Paul, guys like that. I was like, yeah, I think I want to do it. I saw Shaq and who was it, Shane Mosley, a couple years ago. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. You know.
I know I also you're also a boxing fan because the whole reason you wanted to get on TikTok was to do boxing and in this case influence boxing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, Obviously, after doing some research into the EFC4 card and your opponent, how do you see your fight with Trap Gambino going?
Uh, First of all, I'm going for the kill. First round, second round, third round. I'm gonna stay on him. I'm gonna I got my strategy on what I'm gonna do to him. I know what I'm planning on doing, and I'm gonna see if I can execute that plan. If I can't execute that plan, I'm gonna switch to the next plan. I see it going. I see myself getting a knockout though for sure.
Okay, so I can definitely say that when I'm watching this, I can look forward to that because it's always funny. It's always fun and nice seeing someone say that they're going to go for a knockout. And as a professional boxing fan, I absolutely love seeing knockouts. So I'm
Shit,
very much looking forward to it. Um,
shit.
is this a one fight deal that you've signed with EFC or is it a multi-fight deal?
One fight deal right now, as of right now. But if it turns to something else, it turns to something else. I'll be down with that for sure.
So is it likely that we'll see you on a Misfits card in the future?
Um, you know, it's I want to make that happen. So I'm going to keep grinding at the social media stuff and doing all that. But I try to get on there. I try to fight Wings before. Um, try to fight Billy the Fridge. So whatever happens, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm open to fight anywhere.
Speaking of Billy the Fridge, you spoke to Keemstar on the Twitter space a long time ago about a potential Billy the Fridge fight. Has Keem ever reached out to you about it after that?
About he asked me about my height and weight and stuff like that, but it never turned to anything for real. So that was all cool. Like he asked me about my height, weight. He DM'd me about that, but it never turned to anything. But it was all right. It wasn't nothing like. It never got past that point of, hey, what's your height and weight? All right, yada yada. And that was it basically. Never got past that point.
Okay then. You're fighting on EFC4. Can I get your thoughts on the rest of the card with the likes of Papa Luisito and Austin Springs appearing on the card?
Oh, I seen Luisito. I see him on Misfits. He did pretty good his last fight. I was impressed by him, but I don't know anything about Austin. I don't know anything about the guy he's fighting. I don't really know anything about anybody else on the card, besides him. I know about Brendan Kelly. Brendan Kelly, he's pretty damn good. Um, I don't really know anything else about, or I don't know anything. Well, I know about Wide Neck. I know who Wide Neck is, and that's about it. I know who I'm fighting. I know about myself. That's really about it. No.
One of the bigger names on EFC is Mr. DK Money, and EFC announced a partnership with him. What do you think of him and that long-term deal?
I feel like that set a good precedent, for the future. Can you hear this going on in the background?
No, I can just hear your voice. You're good.
All right, cool. But I feel like that set a precedent. Like they're showing that they're willing to sign somebody to a long term deal. So I feel like that was good for EFC to show that. I'm ready to see what he can do because I know he's taking a couple losses, but everybody can always bounce back. Bounce right back from those losses. That's what it's about.
Okay. Speaking of win and loss, say now, July 29th, the fight's over, you get your hand raised and you've won. Where do you see yourself going next?
Whatever company comes next, whatever, it could be IFL, it can be Happy Punch, Misfits, prelims or main card, whatever they decide to do. It could be EFC again, it's whoever comes at me first, pause. But whoever comes with a deal, I'll go take that deal. And easy as that.
Okay then. Um, I'm gonna go to a mix of pro boxing and influence boxing. Obviously, in regular boxing, we have the mega fights like Ali versus I can't remember what his name was. It was like Muhammad Ali. We had Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. We have like Hasim versus Lennox. We have a lot of those big fights. And in influence boxing, our big mega fight is obviously KSI versus Jake Paul. Who wins that
Yep.
fight, in your opinion?
Right now, if there was a fight right now, I truly feel like Jake Paul will win. Like, I feel like he would be able to outbox KSI. I feel like he'd be able to keep him back with a jab, you know. But I feel like KSI, if he gets, I feel like if he gets, better competition, like better comp to go against, I feel like he'll have a big chance. I feel like he'll knock Jake out if he wins. But I feel like if Jake wins, it'll go to decision. So it just depends on, when they fight, where they fight, if they fight over here in the US or if they fight in the UK, all that type of stuff. So
You make a good point about the opponent because a lot of JJ's opponents haven't been the greatest, and that's why he's going for a Tommy Fury because Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul quite handedly,
yeah,
and if he beats Tommy Fury, well, you could then make an argument the fact that KSI is there because he beat the opponent that
yeah,
Jake lost to, so
yeah,
that's why that
for
fight's
sure.
being made. Who wins that fight in your opinion?
Oh, I think Tommy wins it. I think Tommy wins. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Tommy wins. I feel like KSI, he'll put up a hell of a fight, but I feel like Tommy, he'll stick that jab out there too. He'll do just like how he did Jake. He'll just outbox him. It's just, I feel like it's levels to it, you know.
I've
But
always
I,
seen
I think it won't just be,
I've always seen like a lot of these fights, like JJ versus Tommy and JJ versus Jake. It's just a case of they're better technical boxers, but one thing that I can safely say is on JJ's side is unpredictability and on an orthodox fight style, and those fight styles can make or break because as we've seen Tommy isn't the greatest on his back foot, so an orthodox fight style like JJ's can be very beneficial to expose that weakness. And it's the
yeah,
same
they
with
apply a
Jake.
lot of pressure.
It's unorthodox and wild fight styles can be both a blessing and a curse at the same time. So I personally think that's the way these fights should be looked at. But I can understand what you're saying about like bare boxers. If Jake's to win it, it goes to a decision. I can agree with
Yeah,
that.
for sure, for sure.
For this question, I want you to go a bit go into a first person. Have you got any final words for your opponent, Trap Gambino, you'd like to get off your chest?
Get ready. That's all I got to say. Get ready to go through hell. I'm gonna take him through the depths. I'm not gonna take it easy. It's not gonna be no easy fight. He thinks it's gonna be an easy fight. I'm ready. I'm ready to go 1 round. I'm ready to go 3 rounds, 2 rounds. It doesn't matter. I'm ready to go all the way to distance, 100%. Just be ready. Keep your chin down.
Okay, thank you, Nigel. We at Alpha Plug very much appreciate you giving us your time, and we'll be wishing you and your opponent both luck in your fight this weekend. Have you got anything else you want to say?
Um, Shout out all my supporters. Shout out my family. Um, Thank you for the interview. I appreciate that. I appreciate the interview from you. Y'all setting that up for me. Shout out EFC for putting me on the card. They didn't have to put me on the card, so I appreciate them for doing that. If anybody else, if anybody else wants to smoke, just call me out. But make sure you're a fucking influencer, bro. Don't waste your time calling me out if you ain't no fucking influencer. I'm gonna be real. But thank y'all, everybody. I appreciate y'all for sure. EFC, thank y'all. It's all love.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been Alpha Plug with Niegelknows. How do you see his fight going? Let us know in the comments below. All our socials will be in the description at Alpha Plug, and we'll keep you updated. Goodbye.